What's up, guys? I'm gonna get right into this video. I'm getting hyped up now. Okay, guys, let me just start this video off by saying I predicted that Shawn Porter would beat Danny Garcia in a decision. Get this straight. This isn't one of those boxing channels, those fake boxing experts that talks about boxing after the fact. I predicted this before the fight. I broke it down with my analysis and my experience based on all I know about boxing. I pulled up their records. I broke it all down on why Shawn Porter would beat Danny Garcia before the fight actually happened. I believe you would be hard-pressed to find so-called boxing experts that would have just went out there and said that. It was never a 50-50 fight in my eyes. I always saw it for what it was. Real talk. I commit to a prediction. I don't make any excuses if I'm wrong. And that's what I saw. I'm pretty consistent. You can go back to my videos prior on the channel. No one is right 100% of the time. But I want to start by saying that. So all those people talking on my boxing channel, in those comments when I tell you Rigo was going to get beat by Loma, you told me I don't know nothing about boxing. When I told you Ortiz would get beat by Wilder, you told me I don't know boxing. Once again, Garcia got beat by Porter, and we finally got a good decision. A good, clean decision. A lot of boxing experts, when I was watching the Showtime card, were saying this and that, a lot of 50 and 50. Paulie had Porter out beat with the speed, with the power. He had more attributes for Garcia, and he had a little less for Porter, because I believe that, I don't know what he said, I didn't look at what these other people were saying, but based on what I was seeing before the fight and the way what I feel was a disrespect to Shawn Porter during the fight, I believe these guys, these Showtime commentators, no disrespect, they're all cool, I love the show, I love watching, and it's all opinion, but I believe they were not thinking that Garcia was going to lose the fight. They probably were picking Garcia to win the fight. Garcia was the favorite, and it's true. The odds makers had it wrong. And also, what I believe was a disrespect to Shawn Porter during the broadcast. In my opinion, I'm going to just talk real. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. A boxing fan who's an expert with years of knowledge that picks many fights right, goes on 10+ prediction streaks right, when a lot of these guys on TV, look, just because these guys are on TV, I gotta tell it like it is, just because you see someone on TV, they are not a boxing expert. They are not. They may do the color commentary correctly. They may do it great. They may tell you where the guys are putting their feet, positioning themselves, the defense, the offense, the ending up, the wiping up on their left hook, the counter. Anyone can do. I can do that all day long. Let me tell you, I can do that all day long. It's definitely a talent in its own right, but a lot of these guys cannot pick fights. They don't know what's going on. Someone made a good example on this channel. They said it's like art, like fine art. A lot of people don't know what they're looking at when they look at boxing. They said the casual fans, but I say a lot of these so-called boxing experts are the same way. Not all of them. Some people do know their stuff. But look, this was a disrespect. I'm not reading articles. I'm not watching channels. I'm not looking at who predicted what. Frankly, it's not that popular a video on my channel. My channel is just rising again a little by little because I'm actually putting out videos when I let this channel go dead. But the video got 200 views, the prediction video, and it's not really big mainstream stuff like Canelo Alvarez Triple G pay-per-view at this point. So a lot of people didn't really. 200 people is a lot in my book. You go to a film festival, someone makes a film back in the day before YouTube and all that stuff, you get 35 guys watching a film. 35 people is a lot. They show up to watch your film that might get put on like TV or bought out by a major, company to put on a big screen. But anyway, you get what I'm saying, right? So 200 people is a lot of people for me. Even though I get millions and millions of views on my other channel, and I made videos that got 11 million views, 2 million views, 5 million views, 200, and realistically is still a lot of views. And I'm happy to get that. It's not even about money. This channel is not monetized. This is just pure love and hobby. So what I want to break down to you guys off the head, no notes, nothing, is how I really feel. I genuinely feel Shawn Porter was being dissed by Showtime, the commentators, when they were watching this fight, because they were hung up on the fact that Garcia was landing the occasional heavy, hard-hitting hit. It looked like it hurt more, so it was more clean, and he should probably win based on that. That is a load of junk from a lot of biased people, in my opinion, that run that when they say the guy's going to win who they think's going to win, like Garcia. Like, oh, Garcia landed a clean left hook almost, or a little snuck one in there. And they're just saying Shawn Porter's doing like this sloppy work, alluding to that he's not landing these clean shots on the inside. Holding Garcia, boom, 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 tagging my man's body, getting that little red in the area because he's landing clean. What is clean? That is clean. If you are locked up with a guy, I don't care. If you're landing body shots like that at will legally, those are clean shots, my man. What are you watching? I don't know what these dudes were watching. Maybe they thought Garcia was gonna win. I don't go back and look at Al Bernstein's prediction if he even had the guts to give one before the fight. I don't know. There's a lot of boxing channels out there. They have press credentials and they go talk to these guys as events are building up. So maybe you could tell me what they're saying, because I didn't watch any of it. I'm not Googling it. I'm doing my thing. I'm running around New York City. I'm trying to elevate myself. I'm trying to put things together. I'm doing my own thing. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about what I see and what I talked about on this channel and how I feel. There's no bias. There's no need for me to be shy about saying anything how I feel. I have no reason to not express my opinion about what I'm seeing. Again, coming from a man that predicted the fight for Porter in a decision win before the fight actually happened, not after the fight. My post-fight thoughts are, you get a lot of those dudes through those channels, and that's fine, but at least predict the fight and then give your post-fight thoughts. That's fine. But I'm just saying, this is what I saw. This is what I'm saying. This is how I'm feeling. I'm watching Shawn Porter win the fight, unanimous decision. I'm watching the whole thing take place, and I'm seeing him landing clean shots. I don't know what these people are talking about, these professionals on TV. Like I said before, we all know the Showtime Crew is awesome. We all know Paulie knows his boxing. He's a great boxer. He knows his boxing for sure. Was he a little mad that Porter schooled him? Maybe. Dude got beat down by Porter, so maybe he had a bias there. But I'm saying I saw uppercuts on the inside. I saw Shawn Porter whipping that, you know what? Straight up and down. That's what I saw, and I just feel like he was being discredited. Why does it gotta be like that? Where did this whole illusion come from? It's an illusion. It's words, it's verbiage. If you tell a lie often enough, it becomes the truth. It's kind of like that in my book, what I'm hearing. If over and over you get guys on TV saying, well, Danny Garcia's punches are more effective, even though they're not consistent. When it became obvious they're not consistent, he was just not doing enough. Then I felt like they were even more like leaning on that crutch. There was like a crutch. Oh, but he's, just in case their boy gets to win if they want him to win. Oh, but he's landing the more heavy shots. You might disagree with me, you guys hearing me, but I'm just saying, I'm talking real. You can disagree with me. Shawn Porter won that fight. I didn't even read the headline news since that day. I kid you not. I was just too busy. I didn't load up the fight news right now to make this video. I'm just talking how I feel from the heart about boxing as a boxing fan, not as a journalist, not as a guy that gets press credentials that runs around, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'm not doing that. That's not my gig. Right now, I'm not doing that. I'm just getting on the mic for fun because I like this. But I'm kind of pissed off. I'm kind of pissed off that I feel they were just blatantly disrespecting Shawn Porter. What is this nonsense? When he's sloppy in there, so-called sloppy, right? Jim Gray was saying that. Shawn Porter is a dynamo in there. When he's doing his thing, my man is throwing these crazy punches. He's landing punches. He's unorthodox because this makes him unorthodox. Yes, he comes in with his head, but he's short. That's his style. It doesn't look intentional to me. That's his style. Garcia had no problem with it. He studied for him. Garcia wasn't opening up more because he knew he was getting lit up. Styles make fights. Dude was getting lit up. You heard his dad, who, by the way, love that guy. He's so animated. Garcia's dad, did I hear him at one round calling Garcia some expletives? Was he calling his son what I heard? Did I hear that? Man, you tell me. But seriously, I thought Shawn Porter was being disrespected. I thought he was landing a lot of clean shots to the body and uppercuts on the inside, and they're talking about, oh, that's not really heavy shots. That's not real. That's just sloppy work. That's what they were alluding to. I saw the fight once. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I watched it once and I didn't digest it right. But I know one thing what I got right. I seen one man winning that fight, and I also feel that the analysts during that fight, especially the first half of that fight, were kind of discrediting Porter, what he was doing, the work he was putting in. I feel like they were like, oh, well, that's not really, he's smothering himself. He's not really landing clean punches. What? He's holding on to Garcia, locking up on the inside. And like Teddy Atlas would say, if another fighter is willing to hold with you, they're resting. It's a silent agreement. And I totally agree with that. And you saw Shawn Porter lighten that body up. You can go, look, I saw it once. It's in my memory. I don't need to rewind it. I saw Shawn Porter landing crazy clean punches. Crazy clean punches, dominating and winning that fight. He won it. What is a close fight? A close fight's like, hey, I don't know which way it went. In my opinion, and the judges, all of these judges had it right. Now, Steve Farhood, I don't quite remember what he had it at. I think he had Garcia winning or something, or Porter by 1 or 2 points. I don't know. But the judges got it right. The official judges got it right. That's important. And it's rare in boxing, really, these days, which is sad. Especially, because, in the prediction video before this one, I'll put it in my information button or at the end of this video. Because I'm not pulling the wool over anyone's eyes. It's all there. You look at the date, look at the video. I said it was going to happen, and it happened. It is what it is. Shawn Porter won the fight outright. The judges got it right, and it was an East Coast fan base in Barclays Center, Brooklyn, where Garcia fought before. They said he fought Morales there. And I saw that fight. He fought a very, very beyond his prime Eric Morales. One of my favorite fighters ever. For you Canelo fans that dislike me because I say the real about Canelo, because I said your boy was going to get beat by Floyd and a little like a sparring session was going to be easy, and it all happened. Then the Triple G thing would be controversy. Before it happened, that happened. And they wouldn't permit it. And you want some of my favorite fighters? Eric Morales. Marco Antonio Barrera, who I predicted would beat the Prince back in the day when I was a kid. I predicted that, and they disrespected him because I think in that fight, from my memory serves me correct, they were all up on the Prince and they were just disrespecting Marco Antonio Barrera as a great, and they didn't see what I saw. This Prince Nazim Hamed was the most overrated dude ever. He fought an older Kevin Kelly, and he was almost beat. Back and forth knockdowns, one of my favorite fights. And I knew right there, a polished Barrera in his prime is gonna own the Prince. And this is a true story. I'll never forget it. My older sister at the time was working at Home Depot, and there was a dude there, and he knew I was big on boxing. And he came to me. He said, Rick, who's gonna win the fight? Because I'm betting a lot on the Prince. I told him, hey, I can't tell you what to do with your loot. I'm telling you right now, Barrera's going to win. I'll never forget it. I went back to the store not too long after. He thanked me, and he wanted to buy me, I forget what he wanted to buy me. I think it was I forget. He wanted to buy me something. I said, you don't need to buy me something. It's all good. He goes, man, you saved me so much money. That's what he told me. This is all true. This is a true story. If I'm ever called out on it, I even believe I have my FM talk tape show somewhere where I predicted this fight on the air in New York. I've been doing this for years. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I was predicting fights when I was a kid and pretty accurate. I just know what's up. I know what's up. I see it. I just see it. I see things in boxing that you really got to be in the boxing to see. And look, I put it all together once again, and I got another prediction right. Now, I put it out there. I said I'm going against the grain. I'm going, the favorite is easy to pick. I told you guys that. If you're finding yourself here for the first time, I said all this prior to Garcia and Porter fighting. I said the obvious thing, the easy thing to do, especially with boxing, would be picking a favorite. This time, with all I know about boxing, Porter is going to out-hustle his man. He's going to win. And he won. Thank you. Thank you. For all you don't know, for all you people giving me comments like this, maybe I'll put one on the screen, that I don't know anything about boxing. Incidentally, this was put when I said Rigo wouldn't carry his power up to Loma. And exactly what happened. And I hear so much, my man, you don't know anything about boxing. That's just a lie. Because tomorrow, if I get a fight wrong and you tell me I don't know anything about boxing, you're discrediting my entire, for years, boxing prediction history. And most of the fights are right. I'm consistently right often. It's not like I'm just talking without running analysis, without knowing what I'm talking about. It's just a lie if you say that. You're lying to yourself, or you're just not looking into my history and you think I'm some dude showing up on YouTube talking boxing for whatever reason and I don't know what I'm talking about because I got one fight wrong when you happen to land on that video and I'm wrong, because it's going to happen. But I'm just happy to say we got a really good fight. It was a really good decision. Whether you disagree with me or not, I don't know, because there's always people seeing things differently. Always. I mean, look on that undercard the other night. Someone got totally dominated. And I think it was 15 or 10% of the Twitter people said that the Argentinian guy should have won that fight. Obviously, these people are fans. That's like Canelo getting beat by Floyd, and then 10% of Twitter fans, if that happened. It's something like that. You know, you get what I'm saying. 10% people think Canelo beat Floyd. That's because they're lying to themselves. They're just super fans. They're just super fans, and they can't deal with reality. And they're biased, and they're dishonest when they're so blinded by their fandom. That's what happens. And another favorite fighter of mine, I'll tell you right now, who's another favorite? I was just thinking the other day, there's another favorite fighter of mine. Well, I'll tell you, Chino. Chino is one of my favorite fighters, and he fought Adrian Broner, and he beat him. And Maidana is just, I love that dude, but I would never be blinded before a fight with him, with Floyd Mayweather, and say, hey, he's going to beat Mayweather. No way. No way. Because, you know, I guess that's discipline, and that's just being transparent with myself. I can't get caught up in that nonsense, because you want your guy to win, but you know logically, hey, this guy is not going to win. Okay? So, like I'm talking about right now, the Garcia Porter thing. If Porter's fighting Spence Jr. tomorrow, I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to win. Right now, I don't think he's going to win. See that? That's a fight I'll talk about in the future, and I'll give my reasons why going into it. But I think Porter's a great fighter, and he can upset anybody. That applied to the Spence fight. Spence, the possible fight that they might have, their friends. He can upset anybody because he has such an unorthodox style. The way he delivers it, through his hustle, through his tactics, through his aggression. It all means that it's very unorthodox for someone to face him. The feinting, and he showed a lot. If I want to be like everybody else, because in boxing, I noticed the boxing commentators parrot each other these days. Somebody will say someone's being creative, and then on all the channels, they're saying, oh, this guy's creative with his punches. It's like, this happens every couple of years. So now the whole thing is, oh, he added a wrinkle to his game. These guys like saying he added a wrinkle. So, okay, so Porter added a wrinkle. I would rather say he added a new dimension. I believe he just got better, because what he showed in the Garcia fight, at times he did try to box him on the outside. He did switch up a little here and there with his variables, with his styled attack. It was different. He actually went southpaw and then switched back, just adding, not staying there, but he added that dimension to his arsenal. He added that wrinkle, if you will. You get what I'm saying? You feel me? So, you know, that's what Porter did in that fight, and I believe it elevated him at 30 years old. I think that I actually think that was his best performance. I thought he looked spectacular, because Garcia is no pushover. If you're a Danny Garcia fan and you're hearing me now, what's up, Philly? Big Hopkins fan. That's another thing about me. I'm a Hopkins fan. I'm telling you, he's a good fighter, and it's not going to be an easy fight when you're fighting Garcia, and he won. He clearly won the fight, because that's how good Porter is. And I just want to say, again, I feel he was disrespected. Now, you know, let me know how you feel about that, because this is just how I feel. You might feel differently. I just felt those commentators were kind of disrespecting him. And Gray. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're going to make it ugly. That's like, oh, taking away all the stuff, you're going to make it sloppy. You know, that's an insult, man. That's like a smack in the face. What sloppy? That's the dude's style. He's aggressive. He's a fan-pleasing fighter. People want to see that. That's Porter's style. It doesn't mean that he's not landing clean punches, because they were trying to insinuate that a lot. I heard that a lot. That's what I got out of that. So just because, I want to say this again, just because you see dudes on TV, on HBO, on Showtime, on ESPN, talking boxing, setting up the fights, talking about what's going on in there, especially the guys that weren't fighters like Paulie and Andre Ward, please. See, these guys are just on TV. They don't know boxing. They know how to analyze sports. That's their job. They know how to talk about, like I said, all the verbiage, the right verbiage needed to break down a fight, the analysis, the way people stand, the offense, defense, the uppercuts, the left hooks, painting pictures with words. That's all good and dandy. But when it comes down to seeing who's really winning a fight or knowing before, a lot of these guys, just because they're on TV, they don't know jack. They know as much as a casual fan knows. In my opinion, they don't really know. I hear these guys talking sometimes, and I'm like, what am I listening to? That's why you hear some real hardcore boxing fans say, mute that TV. For you casual fans, mute that TV. Because literally, these guys could talk you into you believing you're watching someone win when they're actually losing. There's a lot of that goes on. It really makes no sense. It really makes no sense. So I just wanted to put that out there today. I just wanted to put that out there. And I also want to talk about GGG versus Canelo once more or twice more. It's good because it's a hot topic. People might find this channel because they're clicking around looking for Canelo, GGG news, and they might find me. And they probably think that's my first video. That's the funniest thing about this. People don't realize this channel is almost a decade old. I've been predicting fights on this channel. There is an archive here of my predictions. So if you want to trip and hang me up and you want to go back and you want to start adding my predictions up, there's one video where I show you I'm 10 plus predictions in consistently in a row. It'd be very hard to discredit me. That's the real talk. So if you want to know from a real boxing fan's perspective, and you want analysis, and you want unbiased talk about a fight, and you want to know a prediction, you got the right guy here, because I'm going to give it to you without all that other stuff. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to get up here and tell you, hey, like before, Garcia's going to win because he was the favorite, going with everybody else, because I just had to logically look at these guys' records and apply all my boxing knowledge and come up with, it's like an equation. It's like this, X times Z times Y. I put it all together like a formula. These guys are still 30. It wasn't like a guy was aging like with Triple G, and more another variable there that age does play a factor regardless of what anybody says. You heard HBO on the Superfly 3. If you listen to the whole card, you heard Max and them talking about GGG getting older. And it's harder to perform. I already talked about that on this channel in the previous videos. Maybe they're watching. Maybe these dudes are tuning into me. You never know who's watching. You never know who's watching and listening and jacking and stealing your thoughts and echoing you because you got a track record that's on point. For real, I was ringside for a fight in Atlantic City. I kid you not. And the ring announcer, I forget his name right now, he had left a comment on one of my videos back in the days. And I approached him. I said, yo, you left a comment on my video. There was a gentleman, Joe Donacci or something like that. I don't think it was a fake account. Who's going to pretend they're him? Had his face, had his name. Dude was watching my channel. Yeah. So you just never know who's watching and listening. But seriously, I'm just talking real talk. This is fun. I love this. Someone said, one of my videos, your problem is you're too emotional, judging on emotion. No, this is fun for me. I'm doing my thing. I'm breaking things down. I'm being analytical. I'm using research based on years of experience, my man. You got to listen to the teacher. You got to go into my archive. Go to Garcia. Go to Garcia versus Porter before the fight. Go to all those fights where I'm breaking them down and telling you who's going to win before the fight and it actually comes true. Go to Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. Big fan of Pacquiao going into that fight, and I told you Manny Pacquiao would lose a boring, anticlimactic fight. How many boxing experts out there said that before the fight? Find me someone. It won't be a lot, if any, that were saying, hey, this is going to be a boring fight that Floyd wins. I said it. It's here on this channel. I made a vlog about it. Just go to Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd and start clicking around on this channel, and you will see it. It comes true. It's as if I jumped into the future. Well, you know what? I am a time traveler. Now the truth will come out. I know who's going to win what often. And I don't, I got to act like I'm wrong once in a while. Just joking. So anyway, guys, I just want to wrap this up with saying I feel like Porter was disrespected. I felt like he redeemed himself. I feel like everybody loves a winner. I feel like everybody's mentality now in the boxing world for the second being, mentality has changed with Porter. I feel like because he won. Everyone loves that winner. But why were the people disrespecting him so hard on the air? Why would they just they were just summing up Shawn Porter to be a sloppy fighter that's not landing clean? What is this nonsense? BS. Wrong. Respect the man. Respect the champion. Shawn Porter enjoy his moment. He got that green title that he wanted so long, and he won it clean. It was a good decision. Finally, in boxing, I'm real happy about that. I'll be back soon. See you next time. So many seeking power like the Game of Thrones. Planets are revolving around all your homes while you're staring in your phones. Some stay chasing that 15 minutes of fame in the social media game. Time is gonna pour water all over that flame. The earth life dims fast. Pretty soon we'll all be ghosts in the past. Some of us will be asking why couldn't it last? The sea is only so deep. The hourglass